Great to see you here again. My name is Luc de Custer, founder of the Custer Academy, and in this video I am going to talk about another problem that we identified before, which I refer to as no early finishes. But before we continue, don't forget to click on the subscribe button, click on the bell button, and every time we have a new video, YouTube will inform you about it. So let's have a look at no early finishes. What does it mean? Now, it means basically that when we define the duration of the activity, they do not finish early. Now, when you look at the projects you've been working on and you look back and you try to find activities that have finished early, I'm sure not many of them happened. And it's a thing that Goldratt also noticed. A lot of activities that have been planned, although they are finished early, they never finish early actually. Now, the people follow the planning and everybody is happy when the planning is followed, and the most of the attention is focused on the critical path. So people are looking at the activities on the critical path, what's happening there, and doing activities faster or, for example, extending activities not on the critical path creates also what we have critical path convergence. So when we concentrate on that critical path, we're trying to optimize everything for the critical path. It's basically, in our case, this is our constraint that we are using to manage the project. In many cases, most cases, or the best case, the activities finish on time, or most of the time they are late a little bit, or a lot, it depends, but typically in the most optimistic case, the activities finish on time. Now, we have already spoken about student syndrome and the Parkinson law. These are elements that explain why activities are not finishing early. Now, what reasons do we have, additional reasons do we have not to finish early? Now, when people think that they expect to be rewarded, don't expect a reward when you finish early. Sometimes people will look at you that you overestimated and you showed it, okay, I overestimate the activity, I will finish it faster, so I can say, hey, I'm good, look at me, this was the activity, I finished it early. Now, sandbagging, what we call this, is bad practice. And even when you estimate it properly, it may be very difficult to avoid suspicion. People may think, well, they added some extra safety just to be sure that they would be finishing on time, meaning the time that the person really would estimate the duration of the activity, and for them, because we had planned it with some extra time, basically we are finishing early. But people will think about the sandbagging and the people will be suspicious what you actually did. So typically you don't like that because you don't want to have a bad reputation. And when you finish the activity on time, it gives you the credibility of a good estimator. When you look at that, you will see, okay, that person makes good estimates, and you have that reputation, with the result that management probably will not touch your estimations anymore, and you can basically even sandbag a little bit. You can add some extra safety for you to be even better or create some extra time for what you do. So that's a little bit the human nature in here. Now, finishing early is not always a solution because we also have successor activities. So the activity may have some successors, let's say, yes, and that successor may have other activities, other dependencies, other predecessors. And the problem here is that when you have those predecessors, you can only continue with that activity when the predecessors are completed. So it's not always interesting to finish early. Another element that you may have is if you finish early and the other activities may start, it is possible that the budget is not there, or the resources are not available. You have to be careful with that. But typically here, we don't use the power of finishing early, and that's not really a good thing, not in the classical project management. So we have to also take that into account when we want to improve. But according to Goldratt, this is also one of the main elements why projects, when we do critical path method, classical project management, we have an issue here. And not finish early is one of those. So that's it for this parameter, not to finish early. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button, click on the bell button, and every time we have a new video, YouTube will inform you about it. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next videos. Bye bye.